Mutual Funds Sahi Hai. I'm sure most of you have heard of this tagline, but when you go and try to research a bit more, you see that there's so many different types of funds in India, and I'm sure you're always confused about which category of funds to invest into. Welcome to Mrin Talks, my vlog, where I take you through the steps of investing. In vlog 22, I'm going to be talking about the types of funds. First off, you have bond funds or debt funds as they are called, which essentially invest in bonds. Now, what are bonds? Bonds are essentially instruments which work like fixed deposits, a fixed amount at a fixed interest rate for a fixed period, except that bonds are issued by companies or the government. So, when you buy a bond, you're essentially lending money to a company. The opposite of it is investing into equity, which is buying shares of a company. When you buy the share of a company, then you get part ownership in that particular company. Shares, as you all know, are traded. Bonds are also traded, but shares tend to be more volatile. Bonds are not affected by the fluctuations in the stock markets, but bond price movement depend upon the interest rates in the economy. You also have another category of funds known as the hybrid funds, which is a combination of stocks and bonds. And within this category, you have funds which have, let's say, 25% exposure to bonds. You also have funds which have more than 65% exposure to equity. The difference being, firstly, the allocation to debt and equity, and secondly, the way it's taxed. Funds which have more than 65% allocation to equity are taxed as equity funds, and those which have a lower allocation than 65% to equity are taxed as debt funds. Finally, you also have another category of funds, which is the gold funds, and within this, you do have gold ETFs, which essentially track the price of gold. So, how do you decide which category to go in for? Well, you do it based on your investment horizon and your risk-taking ability, because obviously bonds are lower risk, whereas equities are higher risk. We'll be talking in the next few vlogs. I'll be talking in the next few vlogs much more about the different subcategories of debt funds and equity funds. And within these subcategories, how do you decide which category to go in for? Till then, click on the bell icon to subscribe. Please feel free to write into us. We'll be happy to know if you want us to talk about a specific topic or answer your queries. Cheers.